I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be, who should dump who? Got a quick email here, and he says, how can I go on with my life, man? Should I end this relationship because it looks like she herself won't dump me? It's like I am in control of that. Open relationships in my country are not well seen. It's difficult to move on and looking at the loss. I got drunk when I shouldn't have, and that was enough for her to betray me. So basically, your girlfriend screwed around and she cheated on you. And so it kind of, from what you're telling me, it sounds like you're a little conflicted, whether you want to keep her in your life, but obviously being boyfriend-girlfriend and expecting her to be loyal to you and faithful to you, it's just simply not in the cards. So your only option is to have an open relationship with her, whereas you date other people and she dates other people, but yet you guys are still together. And if you want to do something like that, then it's just simply like a stopgap measure until, because it sounds like what you really want is you want somebody to have as a good girlfriend. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what most guys deep down want, is they want to have one really awesome, special girl that fulfills them in every way. Not only does she turn you on sexually and physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, there's a deep connection there where you have a lot of the same core values and goals and outcomes in life that you want. Because a lot of guys that date women that are not completely what they want, you'll see a lot of guys that will date and sleep around with a lot of women. I've got some friends that are like that, where they date a lot of women, and they sleep with a lot of different women, and they never are happy with anybody that they date. And these girls are beautiful, and they're a lot of fun, but they date women that are easy for them, where they just go for the looks or superficial things. But to have somebody that's really an equal on their level, as far as the same level of confidence, the same level of intelligence, it's like in a lot of ways they date women who are very physically beautiful, but they can't hold a good conversation with them, and they're constantly complaining about how she doesn't understand current events, she has no opinion on what's going on in the world, and she's just kind of a dum-dum. And yet this is the only kind of women that they seem to be able to attract, because to talk to and to go after a woman who's a super 10, a total ultimate gorgeous goddess who's very successful in her own right, has a very successful career, she's well off financially, and she doesn't need a man for anything, intimidates the shit out of them. And so they always date women that they know they can always have the upper hand with, because at the end of the day, they really don't have the balls to go for what they really want. And so they, in essence, even though these women are very physically attractive, they're always settling for mediocrity. And so a lot of guys think that, oh, I've just got to date around, I've got to sleep with a lot of girls. Because to find a girl that I really connect with, who I really like spending time with, that's just imaginary. That just can't happen. And I can speak from my own personal experience. It's totally not. I mean, dating somebody that you connect with, who you're in love with, and who's in love with you, and you have a great fucking time together, and you can have a great relationship for several years, or even a decade or so, or longer. Maybe you date and you raise a family together. I mean, the idea is that everybody deep down wants to be fulfilled with one particular person, and if you're the type of guy who's always settling, like in your particular case, you have a lot of fun with this girl, but at the end of the day, she's got no integrity because she's cheated on you already one time, at least that you know of. But there's a lot of things that you like about her, and like I talk to a lot of guys like that. I said I have a lot of friends that are like this. They'll date women for like years, and all they do is constantly fucking bitch and complain about the girl and how she's not what they really want, but they don't have the balls to go for the kind of woman that they really want. And then the relationship eventually ends, and then they meet another girl who's drop dead gorgeous and who they connect with in a lot of ways, but it's never like the ultimate real kind of deep connection and deep love that I talk about in my book, because that really just scares the shit out of them. Because they feel if they get a woman that's on their own level, or that's an equal, that eventually she's going to dump them. And the interesting thing is, like you mentioned here, that it doesn't look like she herself is going to dump you. it's what's interesting is most of the time the women actually do the dumping. It's like like when I was younger and I was inexperienced, that was my constant experience with women, was that I was always the one that got dumped. I was always the one that got kicked to the curb just because I didn't know what I was doing, and I acted very weak, I acted very needy. But I did the work on myself to overcome my insecurities, my fears, and my doubts to get to the place where I am today, that when I'm single, I have no problem walking up to a woman. If I see a girl and I really like her and I really want her and she fucking takes my breath away, inside I feel like I fucking deserve her. I feel like she should be mine and she should be with me, because quite frankly, when I look around, especially like with what I do for a living, there ain't a fucking dude out there that can hold a candle to me. That's the way I feel. That's my truth. And I've built up to that just by having life experience and going through lots of relationships and going through the seduction process and getting good at meeting and dating and picking up women wherever I am. It's just when fate happens to bring that amazing goddess into my life, I just go right up and get her. And it's even better when, the most intense relationships, the longest lasting relationships, the most fulfilling relationships for me are where that connection is mutual, where she's really into me and I can feel it and she can feel it. And those are really special moments, but in order for those kind of moments to happen with you, you've got to get experienced at letting women like this go and just walk away from the relationship if that's ultimately what you want. But like you said, it's kind of frowned upon in your country, but at the end of the day, it's who fucking cares what other people think? You can't live your life according to other people's expectations, because if you do, you're always going to make yourself miserable. Because, like I said, a lot of these friends that I was talking about earlier in the video, they date women because of the way they look, or what other people are going to think about them, or because they're going to be accepted, or they just simply won't ever have to put themselves in a vulnerable position where they have to show up and be at their best person all the time, because a woman that's a total 10 is not going to put up with their fucking bullshit and their weak-ass ways. But a woman who maybe have 10 physically, but emotionally, or her level of confidence or her intelligence is just simply not there, so they always feel like they have the dominant position, like they always feel like they have the upper hand in a relationship. It's just because they're so scared of being with somebody that's on their level that will help them grow, that they just avoid those kind of relationships altogether. And years and decades of their lives go by, and all they do is bitch about the women that they're with. But they never really get anywhere. They never really improve themselves, because to do the work on themselves that they really need to do is too painful. Like I've said many times, people will do more to avoid pain than they will do to gain pleasure. And even though a greater relationship will come down the road for you if you have the balls to walk away from this girl, at the end of the day, if you stay in this situation with her and only continue to see her and hope that she's going to become what you want, which is what a lot of guys do, you're always going to be miserable, and you're always going to be unhappy, and you're always going to be wondering about this chick screwing around on you. Whereas if you just want to date her and hook up with her and have fun with her while you're looking for Mrs. Right, so to speak, or somebody that's a lot better for you than her by having an open relationship, it'll make it a lot easier on yourself to meet that person. But it's totally up to you. You got to follow your heart and you got to follow your intuition. But at the end of the day, this girl's never going to be what you really want. The only way you can get what you really want is to have the balls to go looking for it, whether you keep this girl in your life or you break up with her cold turkey and say, I'm out of here. It's totally up to you. It's your choice, your decision. So if you have a question you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which is going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max detailing your questions, your situation, your challenges, and you just got to give me several days to get back to you with a response, because I get a lot of email from the internet, and I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers. But be patient, and I will get back to you. And if you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, which I highly recommend, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box, there'll be a link that'll take you to the Amazon Kindle download page. Once you get to the download page, on the right-hand side, there's a button, and when you click that button, it'll open up a window where you can download a free Kindle e-reader app for your Android tablet, your Android smartphone, your iPhone, your iPad, your Mac, or your PC. It only takes a matter of seconds to download and install the app, and after that, only a few more seconds to complete the purchase of my book, and you'll be reading it in no time. And I will talk to you soon.